You know, she turned the nice guys on business into newts. Well, they got better.
But we're not going to play the voicemail from Jared music unless we get a 3.
Now, you just sounded like the owl from the
A
Tootsie
1,
Roll.
a 2, a 3. A 3. There's another 50-year-old reference for all of you old fucks out there.
Damn, that was really good, though. I got it all by the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
First thou shalt take out the holy pin, then thou shalt count to 3, no more, no less. 4 thou shalt not count, then count thou 2, expecting thou then proceed to 3. 5 is right out. Once the number 3, being the third number, be reached, then lobbest thou thy holy hand grenade of Antioch towards the nice guys on business. Most days they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your 2 favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I vaguely remember at one time there was a trip that I was on, and somebody said to me, "Why don't you just bring a mic everywhere with you? I don't understand. I don't get it. Why don't you bring a mic everywhere with you?"
I have the microphone here. I just don't have the cable, and I'm like frantically looking through my backpack, and because none of the appointments that I have are at Nice Guys interviews, I planned my trip to Baltimore perfectly so that I actually didn't have to do any interviews, and I've done a million of these Zoom calls with my headset, but I don't have the cable that I need to connect my Yeti microphone to my computer. Is this a major fail?
Depends on which seat you're sitting in. Because to me, this is a mistake, Doug. And you're expected to be perfect. I don't understand what the problem is.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well.
And you said you've been looking for a cable. How long have you been looking for a cable? Like the last 5 minutes or so?
Maybe the last 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. So, because I want to make sure you left yourself enough time. You have a very, very intimate relationship with time. And, I would hate to have you only have been looking for the last 5 minutes. And maybe you could have found it if you left yourself more time. I don't know.
I left myself plenty of time. What I didn't leave myself enough time to do was if I didn't have a cable for me to go and get one. I didn't even expect anticipate this problem. I reached into my backpack where it always is. Discovering that, hey, this is my last DJ job that I'm actually going to be doing forever. So I took all of my adapters and everything else out of my bag, just one job too early. How is the sound quality? I can't tell.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It doesn't matter.
Would a Nice Guys listener, would our Funkin' fan community, would they complain about it?
I doubt it. I guess we're going to find out. I mean, they might notice, but I doubt that they'll complain. Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey.
On the other side of the headset, I should say, Mr. Doug Sandler.
I have no microphone. I have actually, you know what? I'm going to go to the place I've been doing all of my calls from, except I've removed the bathtubs off of the back of the door when I do my business calls.
The bathtubs? There was
the bathrobes. Hold on. So okay. I usually sit right here and I go like this. So.
Oh, wait a minute. And now you just cut out. You are frozen.
It kind of looks. Uh-oh. I lost you.
You froze up
there
for a minute. Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the other thing. My mom pays $280 for a cable bill, and we can't seem to get a good internet connection here.
Oh
How is that possible?
That's nuts. She still has cable? God, who has cable?
I don't know.
It's your mom. I get it.
Well, I called, discovered, they said, "Thank you for being a loyal Xfinity customer." I was pretending to be my mom's husband in this particular case. So I said, just curious, how long have we been customers of Xfinity for? 38 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
38 years. Like, oh my God, that's incredible.
That's crazy. So you gave me a clip earlier that you wanted me to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's share my screen. We'll share my sound.
Now, can you tighten the clip up so that you can have just the portion that I wanted you to share?
Dude, don't you think I've already done that?
Well, you're prepared. You're overly prepared for this.
Of course. I mean,
So
I'm assuming this is the part of the clip that you want.
Yeah, I gave you most of the clip, and I'm trying to. Can you recall the setup of this? Because I can't remember what the clip is. Clip. Oh yeah, I got it now. I know. I remember. The clip is about
breakage.
Right. The clip was really related more to our episode last week, talking about the ability to receive a mistake and not get all bent out of shape about it, which is, I guess, why you set up the show this way, right? With me making the mistake.
Oh, well, look, any opportunity I get to point out a mistake that you made, I'm gonna jump on it just because I can. But we do have 6 voicemails.
Wow,
so,
seriously?
Yeah, I'm wondering, when we said last week, I'm like, call in and tell us your thoughts on both sides of this discussion, and people apparently listened. So,
well, this is a good opportunity then to play a clip from Breaking Bad about breakage, also known as potentially like theft, or maybe even how should your company look at mistakes and what is an acceptable or an allowable amount of mistakes. And it was like the heavens opened up as I'm watching for the second time through Breaking Bad on this episode. So why don't you go ahead and play the clip?
Okay, now I've got it set up specifically on speaker, which will come out of my computer speaker, which for the last 2 weeks you've heard. So let's see if it's going to do it the same.
Okay.
15K. That's what I'm talking about. You're welcome. Jesus.
Help me understand the math, okay? I gave you £1, correct? You and I split $2,000 per ounce. $1,000 each. 1 pound. That's 16 ounces. 16 ounces should net to me $16,000. 16. Not 15.
Something came up.
Something came up?
One of my guys got held up by a couple junkies. Lost an ounce. But it's cool, okay? Skinny piece cool.
Oh. So you're saying that your guy got robbed, or rather you got robbed, but doesn't matter.
Dude, it's called breakage, okay? Like Kmart, shit breaks.
And you're thinking this is acceptable.
It's the cost of business, yo. You're sweating me over $1,000?
Hey, look, I'm just the chemist here. I'm not the street guy, yo. It seems to me that what you call breakage is just you making a fool of yourself. Now, I've got another technical term for you. Non-sustainable business model.
You're focusing on the negative. $6,000 a day we're making. What's your problem?
What happens when word gets out and it's open season on these clowns you've hired, huh? Once everyone knows that Jesse Pinkman, drug lord, can be robbed with impunity. Oh, come on. You think Tuco had breakage? Tuco had breakage? I guess it's true, he did. He broke bones. He broke the skull of anybody who tried to rip him off.
You want another grand? Is that it?
Not my point.
Take it. Here. Look, you got 15,000 you didn't have yesterday. Hey, we're making bank. Shit happens.
Okay.
Do we need any other comments about that, or
the question is, what do you take from that? Because what I get from that clip is it's not about the money, it's about the reputation. And in this particular circumstance, in this particular context, I completely agree that the reason that fucking loan sharks break bones is because of reputation. And basically they want to make sure that anybody that borrows money from them knows that if you don't fucking pay it back, it's not going to be like a few points off of your credit rating, right? It's going to be a whole lot worse than that. And I believe that's the point that they're trying to make. Now,
all right. Yeah. Okay. And that's what you got out of that. That's what you got out of that.
Look, the other thing that I got out of it was, 1 ounce of breakage in a 16 ounce, that is, I actually calculated this, 6.25%.
Acceptable or not acceptable?
Oh, completely not acceptable.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and it also made me think about, do a little calculations on TurnKey specifically. So TurnKey right now, we average about 60 shows a week that we're producing, right?
Okay.
Now, each show has an average of 4 tasks that need to be done. We need to do editing, we need to do show notes, we need to do images, we need to do posting. And so that means we're averaging about 250 tasks per week.
Well, but really that's 4 main tasks, but there's also probably another 4 subtasks that have to be done within that as well. And then there's subtasks as well. So I'm going to say on the easy, it's 4 tasks. Okay.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that is a conservative number. So
Correct.
if we make 1 mistake in a week, that percentage is 0.25%, 1/4%. Now, if you break it down to the subtasks, which I agree with you, it just means it's even less. So that's the point that I'm trying to get to, is that
Hold on a second. If you and me, who manage the mistakes, because we're usually the managers of the mistakes, right? Because our team will handle fixing the mistake, but we generally are the ones that have to point out the mistakes that are made. If you say you're responsible for 1 follow through on a mistake that was made a week, I would say to you, that's bullshit. I can tell you 3 mistakes that were made today that I had to kind of do a little soft shoe to get fixed and repaired. And then walking the line between my staff is my customer and my customer is my customer, I have to say gently to my team, hey, look, this was a mistake. I can't go to them, ball buster. Hey, idiot, this was a mistake that you made. I don't want to do that. I couldn't do that. But at the same time, I have to be able to say to my client, look, this was a remote incident and this won't happen again. And here's why it won't happen again. And here's what we have done and put in place so it wouldn't happen again. And I am so sorry, Mr. Customer. And I have to play that middleman role all the time. Every single day I play that role. And it's been more now than it had been previously, because we have more customers and we have more special exceptions within our client list. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're not having to do that every single day, but if you are, and there are things that I'm not aware of, we need to figure out where to plug the holes. Because I also thought about, okay, so what's the alternative? What's the solution, right? Okay, so one solution is like check the work, right? In other words, check the work better, check it more often. So
or put another layer of person in between us and the problem and let that person handle the problem so we don't see the problem. That could be a solution too.
Well, that's the solution that I've come up with. And if we need to add even one more layer, we'll add one more layer. But to me, the alternatives are, I tell Joe, who is doing task A, Joe is making a widget, and I can say, hey, Joe, I need you to make the widget. And before you put it out, I need you to check the widget. Okay. And then I could say, and Joe, by the way, when you do that, I need you to check the widget 2 more times. So when you make it, check it, and then check it again, and then check it again. Okay. That would be one solution. Now, the solution that I think works better, that I've come up with, but obviously if it's not working, we need to tweak it, is, hey, Joe, I need you to make the widget and I need you to check the widget. That is standard operating procedure. And now, by the way, I'm also going to have Jane check the widget, and then I'm going to have Steve check the widget. Now, to me, that's the same. Not only is that the same number of checks, but I believe it's a far more efficient check for a couple of reasons. Because first of all, you can tell somebody to check something 4 times, and I guarantee you when they do it 50 times a week, they're not going to do it 4 times. Okay.
Correct.
Second thing is, we need different sets of eyes, because even when somebody checks something 4 times, they could easily miss something, because they're looking at it the same way and they created it in the first place. So something that they missed creating it, they could miss checking it too. So now we've got 3 different sets of eyes looking at it from 3 different perspectives. I still think that's a good solution. Now,
I do too.
if we
I
need
do
to
too.
add another layer, I'm totally down with that. We should figure that out. Definitely.
I'm just trying to understand, part of it is it's not just telling our people, our team, Jane, Joe, or Jane, who are the three?
We got Joe, we got Steve, we got Jane. Okay,
John, Jane, and Steve. We've got to tell them to do it, but we also have to train our customers in the proper way to present the information to Jane, John, and Steve. Because if they don't, there's another exception, which is, hey, we really don't know what to do here. You know, somebody drops something into one of our tasks that get done, but they don't assign somebody to that task. It's a little challenging sometimes to get somebody to take a leadership role and pick up the ball and run. But I think you've created this solution also by putting Jane in this position of supervising to make sure the task gets done.
That is the plan, because it does seem like you and I are doing a lot of minute, very granular detail managing that we should not be doing.
I agree. And it comes back to that zone of genius thing. This is not where I want to be. I don't want to be in this. When I am here, I know I'm in the wrong spot. I want to have those relationship calls and those coaching calls with the client that says, here's big picture what your podcast is going to do. Here, let me help you with some of the strategies involved. And then, yeah, that's Jane on my team. She's going to handle getting you that drive folder or that link or that file. Let me tag her in Monday. Then when I go into Monday and tag Jane, and Jane actually does the shit that I just said that she was supposed to do, instead of me getting a message back saying, hey, I haven't heard from Jane yet. Oh my God, that kills me. Mm-hmm. That fucking kills me. I hate that. But that's the reality of being the boss, I guess. Or maybe it's not, and we just have to tweak the system to make it work to our advantage.
Well, we also do have to keep in mind the demands of the customer and how reasonable they are. And I don't know about the situation that you're speaking of directly, but if somebody says, hey, I need this, and you say, hey, I'm going to tag Jane in it, and then let's say an hour later, they say, hey, Jane hasn't gotten back to me yet. Is that reasonable? I don't know. Well, it kind of depends on the task, and it depends on the urgency.
Okay, but hold on. But if we say to the customer, look, we have a team member that is actually monitoring this support group, the support tag, for basically 18 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And unless you fall within that 19th to 24th hour, it will be an hour. But the most it's going to be is 6 hours that's going to be responded to, right? Well, okay. Not necessarily the case. If it takes beyond the 6 hours, then I think maybe we haven't instructed the task manager properly, or maybe we haven't set the proper level of expectation for the client.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely curious because if you tag customer service, you're right. It should have been done right away, unless it was something that they didn't know how to do and had to ask somebody else to do. But if you're tagging a specific person,
to brag on our group a little bit, not to always cast stones, to brag on our group a little bit, a client of ours did drop an episode that needed to be edited literally within 48 hours. And we went through the entire process. We did the editing, we did the show notes, we did the graphic, and we did the posting. We could have actually published it within less than 24 hours. And I thought that was like, oh my God, this is great. Somebody picked up a leadership role. Everything in that process was done 100% correct.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Okay, so that was the point of the Breaking Bad little scene there. It was, what is an allowable and acceptable amount of error or breakage, and I was playing the role of Walter White, and Strickland was playing the role of Jesse, but he didn't say the word yo.
I hope I wasn't playing the role of Jesse. I tried watching that show. I watched about half a dozen episodes. There are shows that everybody fucking raves about, and I cannot get into. Breaking Bad, I couldn't get into. Walking Dead, I think I watched almost the whole first season. And I'm like, I'm just not into this. Mad Men,
I love Mad Men. Man, that was so good, so good.
I didn't like any of them. Couldn't get into it at all.
All right, well, you know what? All that stuff aside, it's been a good week. I'm here in Baltimore. I worked my last DJ job, and I met with the big boss. I've let go of the reins. This is it. It's over. Now I'm allowing the universe all of the space it needs in which to provide me with additional opportunity. If somebody in our audience has that opportunity to provide, feel free. 4242 DJ Doug is the number to call. Otherwise, that other opportunity is, of course, this amazing business that we run called TurnKey.
So how did dinner with the boss go? I was at the first hour of your last mitzvah, and it was very very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, well, the rest of the job went really well. It was the ideal event for your last event that you want to ever have. All of the kids played every game. They danced every dance. All the adults participated with either the games or the dancing once the party turned from cocktail hour into dinner, then into the dance. The photographer is where he needed to be. I got 100% participation in the horror. So I got everybody up on the room. I got the big group photo with everybody. I got all the kids jumping, a big photo of that. Final song, of course, Don't Stop Believin'. And then we played one more by Black Eyed Peas, Dirty Pop, not Dirty Pop. What's that song? I had the time of my life.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Anyway, the Black Eyed Peas version of that, played that as the final song. And there's a break right at the end. So at the break, at the very end, I said, hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Big round of applause to our bat mitzvah girl. Then they all applauded. And I said, hey, I just want to let everybody know that for the last 32 years or whatever it was, 32 years since 1992, I've been doing parties. This is my last party. And everybody looked at me like, what are you saying? The mom came up to me and she said, are you serious? And I said, yep, this was my last gig. She said, why didn't you tell me this before? And I said, because I did not want any of the attention to be put on me. The party is over and this is the final one. She's like, I am so honored. Then she laid a huge tip on me.
I love that.
And that was and then I went out to drinks and you bought drinks.
Exactly. I love that. Well, TurnKey bought drinks. So
well, thank you, TurnKey. Thank you very much. It's okay. I paid for half.
So and you're not any part of DJ Pizzazz anymore either, right?
No, I sold that 5 years ago.
So you have no ties to Washington Talent Agency anymore.
Not one single tie to the agency, with the exception of my friendship with Robert.
What did he say at dinner when you went to your retirement dinner?
We just kind of did a little debrief of my whole career, and it was great. You know, he's basically out of the band business as well, so he pretty much has retired.
He doesn't play in Onyx anymore?
He says maybe once a month, maybe.
Wow.
So he's very, very seldom does he play. We just talked about, how good we both were in each other's careers in helping to build the career, because, I don't feel like I would have been anywhere near the prolific DJ that I was hadn't it been for Washington Talent. Mm-hmm. And I was his first act that he ever brought to the agency when he just took over ownership. So he feels I gave him a huge amount of credibility. So for me and for him, we both applauded. It was a mutual pat yourself on the back society award dinner. And it was good. It was really good.
Mutual Admiration Society.
Yeah, that's it. Totally it.
Love it. Love it.
So we had a great time. Just dinner at an average place. Man, we really should have gone out to somewhere better. I was disappointed in the meal, but not because of anything that he did, but a really good steak dinner. Next time I come in town,
yeah, I'm surprised it was a Robert. He didn't take you out to a nice steak place.
It's where he wanted to go.
Okay.
He's on a really weird diet, so it might have been challenging for him to go out and get one of those meals. Maybe too much temptation would have been there. And I get that. I don't care about the meal. I'm just glad that I've been able to, make the $4 million over the last, 20 some odd years with the agency.
So I feel like I probably shouldn't ask the question, but I don't think Robert's actually going to be listening to this episode. So
what's the question?
How is the diet actually working for him?
I wish Robert would, I wish he would just, I don't think he would be mad if I would say this. I want him to just be himself. He beats himself up because of his diet. He's always struggled with his weight, and he's always on a diet, but very rare is it that the diet works. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it works because when he's overly committed, he's not really committed to the diet. So I just want him to be himself. Look, if himself means to be overweight, then be overweight. Can he be overweight without getting out of control? I mean, Strick, I don't know, because I am not ruled by food. I'm not a stress eater. I don't really care about, I like a good meal, but I really don't care about food. It's not my thing. I mean, at 6'4" and 175 pounds, nobody would argue that I've ever had a problem with food, right?
No.
So what is it about, I mean, and you've had some challenges with weight in your life, but you have seemed to be on the good side of your weight for a long time. What do you attribute that to, and how do you roll over your food issues?
Well, from a practical standpoint, like what I actually do, I eat one meal a day now. And I have been for 4 or 5 years. And so that's a big one for me. I literally eat dinner. Sometimes I'll have a snack in the middle of the day, like a small snack, but that's about it. But like psychologically, how do I do it? So I was at like 220, 225 for a long time. And I was feeling like I'm too young to feel this old, right? And so I got down to about 185, and I'm comfortable there. And then if I get above 190, 195, it's like physically I can feel it.
Yeah.
And so I guess I have that advantage that I'm aware enough of my body and the way food does stuff to me that it's like, I mean, it's not easy, because it's like when I get up there, it's like, oh fuck, really? I gotta cut back a little bit, or I've got to eat better, which I don't always like, because I love fucking food, but I don't know. I just got to do it. So,
but from a genetic perspective, I mean, his dad was heavy. I didn't know his mom. His mom had passed before I even met him.
She was not that big. She was
not heavy. Okay, so his dad was heavy. His brother is heavy. His son is heavy. I think his daughter, one of his daughters at least, is heavy, I believe. And I'm not sure. There's got to be. I don't know the reason. I mean, there's so many other issues that are attached to being overweight other than just you eat too much. It's the emotional attachment and what food really means. Is it part of I'm stuffing down my feelings? Is it part of I'm repressing something? Is it something about depression? There's a lot of things that are involved. So, and I'm not an expert at it. I just know that Robert is happy when he is thin, and he's not happy or closer to depressed when he is overweight. And I see, while I know he's a real happy guy, outwardly, I know he has challenges mentally when he gets heavy, because he's very down on himself about it. I hear the little side comments that he says about himself when we're eating together. And, when you go out to a restaurant and you have to order everything special,
yeah,
it's really hard. It's really hard. It's almost like I'd rather him just, hey, look, if you're going to be on a diet, can you be on a diet except not during the meals that you're going to eat? It's like, because I don't think that the meals that he eats with other people contribute to him being overweight. I think it's what happens when he's not with people.
Probably, yeah.
And I don't know what his habits are, if he sneaks food, if it's not, I don't know. I love the guy. I want him to be healthy. I want him to live for years and years and decades more. I'm just challenged because I know the reality of it is if he eats at this rate, he had some cancer, I think, at one point. So there are challenges. Say it again.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I believe he had colon cancer, and I think that he had to have surgery, and a portion of his colon had to be removed. When you get to that point, how many wake-up calls, and I'm not saying it was weight related, but I'm not saying it's not weight related. How many warnings, or what kind of warning do you need to get in order for you to have a wake-up call that says, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to put my body, my brain, or my family through this, because it's being heavy has been his life struggle, and I wish it wasn't his struggle.
Well, as you know, I was in Baltimore this past weekend. I went to see my brother because he had a stroke.
Right.
And he's a year and a half younger than I am, but he's 100 pounds more than me, and shorter than me. He's a big guy, and he's had troubles with his weight for a long time. And this is definitely a serious wake up call for him. and I'm hoping he changes a lot about how he does his life too, and his diet, and can take the weight off and be healthy. And it is what it is. But you're right.
Yeah,
There are so many different reasons that it can be.
It's the reason it's connected to the food. It's not the food itself. It's everything that happens in between the meals. And if you are eating, what are you eating wrong, or what do you put? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's not dive into that too much more. So we got 6 voicemails. So I'm very curious.
Do something radical. I'm going to say we skip the voicemail from Jared Music because we just don't have time. We don't have time. We got 6 voicemails. Okay. I don't think they're all from Jared. I mean, they could be. I know, but I doubt it.
Disappointing for Jared, though. I kind of feel a little sorry for him.
Yeah, you can only go back to the last 100 or so episodes and listen to it there if you want.
Well, do you feel like somebody is, could Jared possibly feel slighted? I mean, I know that he doesn't have a corner on the voicemail market, but, at the same time, it was something that maybe we should really encourage our fans to stop calling in, except for Jared.
We don't want to do that.
No, we don't want to do that.
Well, maybe our other Funkin' fans that are calling in are offended when they hear the voicemail from Jared Music because, they're not included.
Well, I do believe we set it up properly so that singer-songwriter duet could have been the intro for Erica and Emily's E squared voicemails. But we don't know that these are Erica and Emily either. So here, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Okay, here's my idea. How many are there? 6? Okay. If 3 or more are from Jared, at the end of it, we will play the voicemail from Jared theme song. How about that?
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. Fair. All right. So there, you've already put it at the end.
There we go. I just dragged it right to the end.
That was amazing. You are very good.
I'm a pro, man. I'm a pro when it comes to
All right. Well, since we're not going to play the theme song to it, I guess I have nothing to say until I start listening to the voicemail. Other than I just wanted to say one thing. Just wanted to add one thing.
I was just getting ready to say, hey, and there's no opportunity for you to interrupt because there's nothing for you to interrupt. But here you go. You're interrupting yourself. So, okay, go ahead.
So I'm at my mom's house, as you know, and my mom moved into this house in 1977 with my stepdad, Marty. Wow. And my mom has been here for 40, whatever, almost 50 years. So I had to go to the store today because my mom's landline.
Oh my God.
My mom's landline finally shit the bed after, 20 years. And, she's saying, and my mom's 90. So for me, I'm always thinking she's using the technology improperly. I'm like, I think my mom probably knows how to pick up a phone, but I'm going to yell downstairs to her when she says, I can't get the phone to work. I'm going to yell downstairs, Mom, it's you. It's not the phone. But I didn't. I respectfully went downstairs and I said, show me what you were doing. I called her from my phone. The house phone rang. She picked it up and she said, hello. And I'm standing right there listening in my phone to hear if I can hear it. I will be damned. There was nothing. She couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear her. Mm-hmm. So I went around to the other 5 little headsets that were in the house, the little handhelds.
Yeah.
All of them, none of them worked at all. So I said, all right, I'm going to go out to Best Buy. So I go out to Best Buy. Technology has really changed because while most of Best Buy would have been covered with these phones, they said, I think we have one left.
I was going to say, I am amazed that they actually even had one plug-in landline phone.
So now they have my mom has the AT&T 2-handset Bluetooth phone.
It actually is Bluetooth.
It's Bluetooth. So what'll happen is if I want to, I can throw the call from the little command center to my mom's cell phone.
Oh God, she'll never figure that out.
I know. That's what I was thinking too.
When they pulled it out, when they got you that box, were they like blowing the dust off it, like? Okay, it's hiding in the back somewhere. It's been sitting there for years.
It was right next to the rotary dial phones in the back room. And next to the Blackberries too, right? Yeah. Oh God. So I put this phone in and it works very well. So she's got a new phone. Anybody wants to call her, just call 4242 DJ Doug. I will forward the phone to her. It's my voice on her voicemail also. So you know what? I could actually take the voicemail from Jared theme song and place it on my mom's outgoing message.
I think she'd get a lot of hangups. Now, if she gets a lot of, spam calls, she might like that. That might be good.
She needs to talk to people right now. Oh my God. My mom's in the middle of something. No matter what she's in the middle of, the phone rings. And on your landline, it's 9 out of 10. It's a telemarketer,
it's
right?
It's a fucking telemarketer.
Or spam something.
Yep.
No matter what she is doing, watching TV, no matter what, she will go and answer the phone. We could be right in the middle of a conversation, making dinner. It doesn't really matter. She'll pick up the phone. I'm like, Mom, you have voicemail. She goes, well, what if it's an important call? I said, they'll call back or they'll leave a message. My mom. Oh, what's important at age 90 is much less important than what in my mind than what was important at age 60.
No doubt.
Oh God. Okay, that's it. Go ahead, play your first voicemail. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Strickland. It is Emily again. I just listened to your Friday episode, and I just want to say I'm sorry that I held it against you, that you guys said that no third person was ever as good as Adam, because you're right. I forgot that you literally don't remember anything that you say as soon as you leave the podcast recording room. So that will not happen again. Promise not to hold grudges. When it comes to time, like people being late, I love this conversation. I think people do it for all different reasons. Like some people get distracted. Some people don't prioritize. They don't know how to manage their time. I have a very deep-seated reason that I'm often late. And it's just because I was early all the time growing up and I hated being the first one at the party. It was always awkward to be early. So I totally would not have put
sorry, wait a minute.
It was always awkward to be early. So now I just try to be 2 or 3 minutes fashionably late. And I also get distracted by doing last tasks and things. And I'm not proud of this fact, but sometimes I'll even text somebody and say I'm going to be late if I know that I'm going to be right on time, just to make them surprised when I get there and I'm on time. However, okay, so my limit is 10. When somebody gets to the 10-minute mark, I'm just kind of annoyed because I'm well, I totally would not have put this in my day, and it does, require preparation for a lot of meetings. But when you're 10 minutes late, that's just rude. It's a little disrespectful. So I have lots of thoughts on it, but last thing I want to say is making mistakes on podcast art when it comes to the guest name, well, anywhere in the show notes, that drives me bananas. And I don't know how people don't just double check that. But then again, I make lots of typos and mistakes. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm calling. I think it's just become a habit at this point. But I do find it hilarious that you guys literally didn't introduce the show until 35 minutes in last time.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That was a good laugh. And also hilarious that Jared compared picking up dog poop to listen to your show. And also that Jared said that Strickland was wearing a Van Dyke on his face. All of this, very funny. That's all I got. Like I said, I think this has just become a habit at this point.
All right,
I think it might have cut her off. What did she say about what drives her nuts? I didn't understand what she said. Show notes.
Getting wrong name in the show notes. Misspelling something, or maybe even saying the wrong name and not editing it out, I guess, from the internal side of the episode. But I do want to give you the score, though. She mentioned my name twice.
Yeah.
She mentioned Jared's name twice.
Ooh.
She mentioned Adam's name once, and she mentioned your name 4 times in that message. You
Thanks,
won
Emily.
this week.
I
You
love
won
that.
this week.
I appreciate
you won.
that.
I was hashtagging it.
And Emily, you saying that you don't even know why you're calling. It's just becoming a habit. That's a good habit.
That's a good habit.
Like it. We appreciate
we are a hard habit to break. Just so you know, we are very the nice guys.
So you give 10 minutes. I think that's generous. I think 5 minutes is right where I start to get annoyed. But thank you for pointing out that I did actually call out the welcome back. Jared told me it was actually 26 minutes into the show, and he was also amazed that I still remembered. And I got to tell you, it's one of those things that, except for that one episode that I completely forgot, it's always in the back of my mind until I say it. And it just happened to be stuck there for 26 minutes last week.
I don't understand why. So she was perpetually early before, but why is that a bad thing? And why did that make her want to be late purposely? So now what she does, she actually says she puts roadblocks in her way to make her late. And then even if I like this part, even if she's not going to be late, she tells the person she is going to be late so that she shows up on time, thereby exceeding expectations. That I love. That is totally great. All she's got to do is reverse her clock maybe a few minutes, just saying, hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to be on time, and then showing up super early to the appointment. Nice job,
I'm going to
Emily.
guess.
Nice
I'm going to guess that this is also Emily. I bet this is a continuation of her message.
Okay. All right.
Like I'm just looking at the voice pattern.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
Visually, it looks very similar.
Yep,
So
okay.
let's see what it is.
Hey, I guess Rick, Jared here.
Oh,
so
I'm
you
wrong.
guys just got
Wow.
the voicemails. Finally. Holy fuck, dude. Nah, just kidding. I love these episodes.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. There is a show, on Netflix. Hold on. I just watched an episode yesterday. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny. When he said, you just got to the voicemail. Holy fuck. And it made me think of fuck. Wait a minute. You know what? I'm just going to Google it. Nick
Yeah, because
Cage
I don't know what you're talking about.
History of curse words. Nicolas Cage, the history of swear words. If somebody is looking for a new Netflix series to binge watch, this is the fucking one. Now, apparently there are only 6 episodes of it. Okay. Episode 1 is about the word fuck.
Oh,
and
that's good.
it is fucking brilliant. I mean, this episode, it's 20 minutes long, and I laughed so many goddamn times. First episode, 2021. It's been out for 2 years. I can't believe I've
Wow.
never heard it before. Now, I watched episode 2 also, and episode 2 about shit was not as good and recapped some things or kind of reused some things from episode 1. So I'm wondering if the rest of the episodes kind of falter off and go downhill from fuck. But I got to tell you, I'm definitely going to go back and watch the rest of them anyway, because it's fucking funny. It is brilliant.
Well, if nothing else, just watch the first episode. If you're in our community and you want to laugh about it, the word fuck is obviously has some funny origins.
And if you like Nicolas Cage, you will love this show. If you don't like Nicolas Cage, you probably still like it. But it's very Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. It's very funny.
All right.
Highly recommend. Okay, sorry, Jared. Didn't mean to interrupt. Here we go. Let's go.
No. So this message actually isn't really for you guys. This is more for Emily.
Oh, for Emily.
So Emily, I just had to call in, and there's a couple things. So you mentioned that it was rude that they said things flowed when Adam was on the podcast. So there's a couple things. One, Doug is his dad. They've been talking for 20 plus. Okay, so maybe they weren't talking for all that time, but they've talked enough. They flow. It's going to be natural. It's going to seem good. So right away, he's got an advantage. 2, you shouldn't get upset about them saying that to him, because they say that about everybody when they come on.
That's actually not really true.
You maybe haven't been a fan long enough to know, but these guys don't remember their conversation that ended 20 minutes before the recording.
That's true.
That's generous.
Not remember the other episodes. And on top of that, at one point, which you probably don't know, they actually had somebody that came on regularly to these episodes that was in there for a while. So it's not the first time they've actually had somebody on for the episodes that flowed enough that they even decided, hey, let's have them on more often. So I just wanted to share that with you and just let you know, don't get upset. It's okay.
Who was the third
They're
guy?
just, as Steve O'Brien says in the intros, they're morons, but we still love them. They're all morons. Morons. Just want to let you know, don't take it personal. It's just the guys. Anyways, guys, love the show, and appreciate you. Can't wait to hear the rest of this. And Emily, couldn't help but sharing with you, and it just let you know it's okay. It's all right. Don't
Who's
pay
Sharon?
attention to it.
Who's Sharon?
You guys.
Okay, I'm gonna steal something from Dax Shepard. What the hell's his show? Armchair Expert.
Armchair Expert. Right.
He does the fact check. So I'm going to do the fact check on that episode. Jared said that everybody that comes on, if they're like a guest host with us or whatever, that we say everything flowed great. That is not true. There are plenty of people that we politely don't say anything at all about because we don't feel that they flowed well. So that is not true.
And we don't invite them back.
And we typically don't invite them back.
Right.
But his assertion that we do not remember the conversation 20 minutes after it happened,
that's wrong also.
100% true.
No, well, that's wrong. It's 10 minutes. 20 is being generous.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then lastly, it has been over a month since Emily has joined us. So maybe we need to bring her back again.
Absolutely. Emily,
anytime.
Invitation is wide open.
Anytime. Okay. 3 more voicemails to go. Let's roll. We're rolling. We're running long here. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Shrek. Jared here. Voicemail number 2. So I just finished listening to what you guys said right after her voicemail. And so I'm calling in again. Doug, you were on it, man. You nailed it. That's so true. It's the same thing I just said in the other voicemail because I know you're not going to remember what you said after.
No.
But it's basically exactly what I just said because I called in right after she was done and didn't finish listening like I do. That way I can put my own unbiased 2 cents in there and you guys can hear my thoughts, which I know you love. Just nobody else does. Anyways,
what is
guys,
it?
I just had to call in and say, man, well done. You nailed it. And Shrek, I noticed how quick you come to defend it. I defended you. Love you guys. I appreciate you and can't wait to keep listening, man. You're just now getting ready to start more voicemail. See you guys.
All right. I'm completely lost now.
I'm not sure what he was saying there.
Jared, if you make a point and say we were right about something and you agree with us,
or if you think
what the hell it was, you gotta remind us what it was because I have no idea. Now, what's really going to be totally meta is next week when he calls and leaves a voicemail about the voicemail that he left, reminding me of the thing that we did that was right with the voicemail that Emily left. It's too late. My intestines are already tied in a knot as it is.
Deep in the matrix and many layers into Inception, and I just don't remember. Sorry.
Would you take the blue pill or the red pill? Were those the 2 colors, or was it green and red?
It's blue red and blue. Yeah.
Green and red. That would be very Christmassy.
That's true. I would play the next voicemail.
Okay.
Doug and Strick. Long time no talk. It is the Ryan Bocross live in living color here. Hey, I just got done listening to the podcast where Doug talks about his OCD and people being late. And I got to side with Strick on this one. Man, I'm always at least running a few minutes late because I'm not good at giving myself distance between appointments. But anyway, I had to chime in because it's been so long since I've called in, and this one caught me in the crowd just a little bit there. Give me 4.5 minutes before you start pinging me. More than likely, what I'm doing is I'm shutting tabs down and trying to find out what the hell I'm opening up to jump into the meeting with you anyway. So that takes a couple of seconds as well. But anyway, just take a few deep breaths, a couple swigs of your Jim Beam or whatever it is that you're swigging on, Fireball, and
there you go.
The person to jump on. More than likely they'll be there. But anyway, man, I miss you guys. I still always listen a lot, but just haven't given you guys a ring. Let's catch up sometime soon. And Pumpkin fan here.
Ryan Bocross. Damn, we haven't heard that name in a while. It sounded kind of like Jared at first.
Yeah.
Like a long time no hear, and I'm like, no, it's just Jared.
What I was trying to ascertain from his message, and he did get to it at the very end, I was wondering maybe he just listened to a recent episode and decided to call in. And when he said Jim Beam, I'm like, no, he's not regularly listening because he would say Fireball. And then he corrected himself and said Jim Beam or Fireball or whatever it is. But then he did say, hey, I just want to let you know I listen a lot, but just don't call in a lot, and that made me feel good because that's who I think most of our listeners are.
Well, it's interesting because it could be that he has been listening very closely, because a thing that I've mentioned a couple times is lately I've been drinking the Jim Beam version of Fireball. It's called Jim Beam Fire. So it's basically their take on Fireball, and I believe it's tastier because they use real Jim Beam whiskey and then put cinnamon flavor in it instead of the like lighter fluid that Fireball uses and adds some cinnamon flavor to. Yeah.
I like lighter fluid, though. I really do like the lighter fluid flavor. I have been working my way through every bar in Baltimore getting old fashions, and have discovered a couple of really bad old fashioned bars.
Oh, really? Yeah. You haven't found any really good ones, just bad ones?
I did. Well, I found 2 below average, and then I found 1 that was average. So I've had 3 going out. I went to the Green Turtle with you, and then you reminded me, look, either rail liquor or beer is all you're going to drink here. Not going to order an old fashioned. I went to Leland's in Columbia. That was basically straight bourbon, and I guess everybody would have liked that, but it's easy to pour Woodford Reserve into a glass and put an ice cube in it, so that's not good. And then I did go to Pappas, which is in Cockeysville, Maryland, to have crab cakes with my mom and her boyfriend. And I said, hey, can you give me an old fashioned, but can you add a splash of Cointreau? And they did exactly that. Nobody came back to my table and said, I'm sorry, I don't know what Cointreau is, because I've had that happen to me before too.
I was very surprised when at the Green Turtle they said that, because Cointreau is a liquor that it's not hugely popular, but it's in a lot. It's like the chaser to a lot of different drinks. Most bars have it. I was kind of surprised that they didn't.
It's kind of like fancy triple sec.
Exactly.
You know?
Very much
so. Yeah, they didn't have it there, but that's okay. That's all right. And sometimes when a server comes back to you and says, "What's Cointreau?" I'm wondering if that's coming from them or the bartender, because if the bartender says that, that's not good. So at Pappas, they did have the Cointreau. They used makers. I said, what bourbon would you use if you made an old fashioned? And the waiter immediately came back, I think they're going to make it with makers. Would you like something different? So I said, no, makers would be great. Can you just have them throw in just a little bit of Cointreau, a splash of Cointreau? I really know the places that do it well. When your drink comes back, your old fashioned comes back, and it's served in a whiskey glass with 1 cube.
Yeah.
And anything other than that means that they're just making a drink for you.
So we're up to voicemail number 5. And for those of you who are counting, we've had 2 from Jared.
All right.
But we're not going to play the voicemail from Jared music unless we get a 3.
Now, you just sounded like the owl from the Tootsie Roll.
A 2, a 3, a 3. There's another 50-year-old reference for all of you old fucks out there.
Damn, that was really good, though. I got it all by the number 3. If I would have said 3, blah.
that would be the count.
The count, of course.
And if I was to say, the count shall be 3, it shall not be 2, nor shall it be 4. 5 is right out. Then that would be Monty Python. Now I know I'm going to have to use for my intro today.
I was going to say that's got to be some either Princess Bride reference or is that what it was?
Life of Brian, Monty Python. Yeah.
I got it.
Or it might have been Holy Grail. I think it was Holy Grail, actually. Yeah.
So, Ryan, I don't think completed his thought. So I was thinking this is a continuation of Ryan.
Possibly be Brian too. Although it's interesting because it wasn't 3 minutes. It wasn't that he talked too long.
Did you say Brian or Ryan? Because it's Ryan.
Ryan. Oh, did I say Brian?
I didn't mean to. Just roll back the tape.
No. If I did, I was mistaken. I was not thinking that. And Ryan, Ryan lives in Houston, and I've been visiting Houston more often. I have some friends that I go up there to see. So I'll have to.
I don't ask any questions.
I'll ask ding at some point and say, hey.
All right, let's go. Let's play it.
Okay.
Doug and Strick, hey, it's Ryan. I don't know if I should say again or not because I have no idea if that previous voicemail actually even recorded driving the main streets of Houston here, and something happened that beeped at me. But anyway, I was saying how much I sided with Strick on just giving me a few minutes to jump into to a call. But anyway, If you got the last voicemail, just disregard this stupid thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm supposed to be really good at technology and all, but sometimes it just kicks me in the balls. Anyway, like I was saying before, long-time Funky fan here, missing you guys. Still always listen. But you guys have a good one.
Okay, so now another, we're not going to call this a fact check, but Ryan said, oh, yeah, if you did get the last voicemail, just fucking ignore and toss this one. That would presume that we listen ahead of time to these, which we don't. And you should know that, Ryan. You should know that.
He just put the nail in he hit the nail on the head when he again emphasized that he listens regularly and he's just calling in every once in a while. That's
sometimes
good.
Technology just kicks you in the balls. I wish I had a Steve O'Brien intro for that.
So sometimes right now we have a tie. Ryan is 2, Jared is 2, and Emily is 1. So if this is an Emily, then we have a 3-way tie. If this is, let's say, Erica or somebody else, then we have a 2-way tie for first place between Jared and Ryan.
Okay, let's see what we got. Now, does Emily get a half a point because Jared was calling in about Emily?
That's good. I don't know. That's a really interesting question.
Let's see who this is from first.
Okay.
We'll go from there.
Yo, Doug and Strick, it's Erica here.
Oh!
On Friday.
Nice.
It's Erica.
Cinco de Mayo. I'm going to go out and celebrate as soon as I leave this.
Cinco de Mayo.
Great show today. And by the way, kudos to you, Strickland. What a phenomenal job you did being a life coach about the time bit for Doug. Now, as far as Doug goes, you wanted me to weigh in. I don't think you really want me to weigh in here on the show, but I'd be glad to weigh in another time off the show about why I think you get hijacked and why I think it's such a big deal for you. But suffice it to say, we'll leave that in your court to think about. If you want me to weigh in sometime, I will. I know this. I sure the hell wouldn't want to be caught being a minute late. I would not at all. Anyway, good job again, Strickland. Doug, we can chat anytime you want. I'll even chat on here on the air if you really think your listeners won't hang up on me. But as I said, it's Cinco de Mayo and I'm going off to celebrate. All right, guys. Love you. Love the show. Bye.
So, Doug, here's a visual just for you, because since we're not going to be sharing this video, our listeners will never see it. Boop.
Wait a minute. Gotta get the screen.
Oh,
what visual?
You ready?
You're just deleting. He's just deleting it.
Deleting the voicemail from
theme
Jared
song.
Music.
So here, I guess here is my qualm with Erica's message that she left, and this isn't at all to pick a fight with Erica. She doesn't have to tease the. I guess I'm going to hold it till later. Just tell me what you're going to say. I feel like I can handle anything that anybody has to say, unless you're holding back because you fear that what the words that you say are actually going to affect me. If that's the case, I appreciate your sensitivity and my feelings, but you know, what's the expression? Your opinion of me is none of my business. Maybe that's.
Well, I think there are two things that I think it could possibly be. First of all, that she was being polite and did not want to offend, which I can understand. It could be also that, and I think this is actually more likely, that she has a relatively deep understanding of you, having done a lot of work with you, with tapping and with hijacking and that type of thing. And that her answer might be a bit too complex and nuanced for the listeners to understand, because if she starts talking about your judge and being hijacked and stuff like that, they're going to have no idea what that means, where you will know exactly what that means.
And I have a third reason that you may not realize, because I heard it there at the very end.
Yeah.
Because didn't she say also that you will never catch her being even a minute late?
I missed that.
Oh, you missed that part. So she said, you'll never catch me being a minute or 2 minutes late to anything.
This is funny as shit, because what I heard.
Go ahead, play it back.
This is going to be amazing.
Go back.
Before we play it, I want to tell you what I heard, because I'm dying to know which it was. I heard her say, I hope I'm never caught a minute or two late for you, Doug.
Oh, I didn't hear that. What I thought she was going to say that, but what I thought I heard her say was, "You will never catch me being a minute or two late," meaning that she's never going to be a minute or two late either. But maybe you're right, Strick. So I want to go back. Now we can rewind.
We got to go
tape.
back and totally got to listen. I'm dying to know now, because I just think it would be hilarious if we actually heard it the way we wanted to. Because clearly one of us heard it the way they wanted to hear it. And I don't know which it is. It could be me. But one of us obviously heard it the way we wanted to hear it.
Can we just make an agreement before we listen to this?
Yeah.
Let's make an agreement that either way, it's okay. But
of course.
It does point out some pretty obvious filters that we run things through as we are listening to other people's messages.
100%.
I love it. All right, let's play it.
You made a comment to me earlier in the day about your perception of a response to an email that I sent.
Yes.
And it was a perception that I had not really thought of, but one that I completely agree with. And so I appreciate you pointing it out to me, because it was something that I wasn't really thinking about it. I wasn't aware, but I totally agree that most people absolutely would interpret it the way you interpreted it, and I missed it completely.
Okay, but do you know that you and I have had that conversation several times before?
No, that's possible. That's bad.
Okay. Okay, so I want to tell everybody what can we tell everybody the scenario?
Yeah. And I think I'm usually pretty good about, like, when somebody points something out and I agree with it and it's something I want to work on, that I remember it. Now, I don't always do it, right? Like sometimes I might slip, but I wouldn't forget having the conversation altogether. That's bad. I apologize if we've had this conversation before and I completely forgot.
This is the first time that you've brought it up with the customer. You normally bring this up with me. Okay, so maybe that's okay. And we don't. If you don't want to get into it, we don't have to.
Okay.
But why don't you? Can you recall, or can you even pull up the communication that we had? I don't.
I don't remember. I don't even remember what the task was. But it was something that I was saying that I was going to take care of for a customer, and I said, I will take care of that for you later tonight. And what Doug pointed out was that later tonight very much feels like, okay, after I get my day job stuff done, or even if the person doesn't know that I have a day job, after I get my more important things done later tonight, I'll get to you. And it's like, yeah, it does kind of convey that in a negative way.
And I said, maybe you just tell them I'll get right on it, or I will do it in the next 12 hours, or give yourself, here's how I like to set the expectation with customers when I say I'm going to do that. I want to tell them a time that's going to be more time than the task is actually going to take. And then I want to deliver the task in a shorter period of time for me to do what? Exceed their expectations. So if it's a task that I could do in 6 hours, meaning because I got 5 hours of things that I got to do, I'm going to say, I will have that on your desk, or by close of business tomorrow, or by tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's going to be done. And then I'm going to get right on it. And the beauty of that is now I haven't set a false expectation. I've actually exceeded the expectations. And it's only because of the words that we use that expectation was even set to begin with.
And I try to do that, and I still sometimes miss it because I'm just. But that's why we're trying to get a lot of this shit off my plate, because I'm not good at that.
Well, that goes back to all right. So let's just one really quick second, and I'm hoping I'm not opening up a can of worms by saying this. However, I'm going to say it anyway, because I don't think this would be offensive for me to say this to you, because you know how I feel about you. You know, I love you and I respect you, and I love having you as a partner. But the words "I'm on it," when you say them to me, I don't feel like you're on it all the time. I don't know. You had at one point, you had earned the I'm on it, and I get it. I'm on it means to me now, 95% of the time I'm on it, but there's a 5% chance that I am not on it. So I look at everything through the 5% filter.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a bad place the last month or more, just because we've really been overwhelmed, and I've been trying to kind of pull things together with TurnKey, but it hasn't quite come together yet, and there's still a lot up in the air right now. I'm definitely feeling a bit overwhelmed with that and working on trying to get that fixed. So I resemble that comment, unfortunately.
So, well, and no, I get it, and I appreciate you saying that and opening up to everybody that's in the community that's listening, because that's a really challenging thing. There's people that would not admit to being part of that 5% club or whatever you want to call it. Just know, as you say that, know that there are people that will help you with that 5%, and never hesitate to say, I'm in the 5% club right now. And, we could even use it as a joke. I'm in the 5% club. I feel like if I say something to you after you say I'm on it, I feel like he doesn't trust me. I'm really on it doesn't mean what it means. And I really am on this. But for me, I'm looking at it and saying, yes, I love you and I want to protect you and you're a great partner, but I want to protect my clients and my business, our business too, by saying, does I'm on it mean I really need to babysit this task that's going to get done? And so part of the challenge is that you have a hard time asking for help. And I wish you wouldn't, because you have so many people, Ashley, me, we have a whole team that wants to be, I'm on it with you. So just be aware, just constantly be aware of that. I do it all the time. The I'm on it club means to me, if I say that, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It means I'm going to give that to somebody else that potentially could do it better, faster, stronger than I am. But I still, in your case, feel like I want to watch and make sure that I'm on it really means I'm on it.
Well, the bigger issue with me is getting it all in one place and knowing where to look. I've got too many tasks in too many places that are hanging out, and I need to figure out a good system to get it all in one place. So I'm only looking at one thing, and it's like, here's everything that needs to be done, and here's the timeline of when it needs to be done. And I just have not really nailed down to that ever, basically.
Well, and I think part of the problem also is it's a sliding. They're sliding doors of I'm on it. Sometimes your I'm on it is for these 5 projects, but a new priority adds to a 6th one to the pile, which means that those 5 aren't as priority as that 6th one sometimes. And sometimes I'm concerned that not just you, but I feel like there's a lot of people in the world. I always think, am I being too nitpicky? Am I being too customer focused? And I come back to always, how can you be too customer focused?
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I always am going to side on the side of customer service, especially if you need the help, ask for the help. I'd love to be able to give it to you. I feel like we're all in that position. I give you a lot of tasks that I don't feel are in my zone. So if I'm going to do them, it's not good. And so your role is to either deflect, I can't do that, or I have an idea, let's give that to XYZ to handle. And part of it is just doing a better job of delegating. I don't think that you should do all of these things. I think you should be delegating a lot more of the stuff that you do.
Oh, I totally agree. I just need to get organized enough to be able to delegate it, because a number of the things that I'm doing right now are fucking complicated because of our goddamn customers are such pains in the asses, and they don't want to do things the way we do them.
And we love you, by the way. If you're a customer of ours, we love you. Yeah. Keep giving us the challenges, because the challenges make us grow as a company. And you know what? Maybe this is Strickland's lesson to learn. Maybe he has to learn that the exceptions to the rule are sometimes the new rule. And he has to learn to take these exceptions and turn them into delegated responsibilities. Strick, that's all it really is.
I know. And I've got a system for it. I just have not fully set it up yet, but I do have the system now, and I'm working on getting those instructions on how to do things like posting to websites and like posting to Basecamp and all of the little nitpicky stuff that our weird clients that have all come on with us in the last 2 months are still all wanting.
You know what? It's interesting. If it's a problem that money can solve, it's not a problem. And these are not problems that are unsolvable. These are problems that you want to take on your own because you don't want to. I am assuming I have to go to the point of, well, why won't you just get somebody to trail every step that you're doing? Just get somebody on a screen share and spend 5. If Ashley was on a task with you, if she's the right one, let's say, if Ashley is on a task with you and you literally spend 5 hours of her time on that task over the course of a day, we have just spent under $200 accomplishing what needs to be accomplished. And to me, that's worth the angst that you're going through to overcome that. No,
you're right. You're right.
So the idea of, I got to get this is just something I need to teach to somebody else, or I have a system for that, I just got to get organized. Do you know you've actually been saying that for the last 2 years?
Oh, yeah, I know, because there's always something new.
Okay, well, you've got to get yourself out of that game. And even when we had Marjorie, an operations manager, doing it all, and she was extremely smart, you still had the same challenges.
Yeah, not nearly as often. Marjorie did a lot of it.
Okay, so maybe it comes down to finding another Marjorie that will help us.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, we've got our supervisor now, hopefully, and the supervisor is going to be taking over a lot of these things. But hiring the supervisor, we've hired a supervisor who's very familiar with our systems, which is great, but it's a supervisor who has lots of other responsibilities that I have to give to somebody else now. And so that's the next challenge.
All right.
That I'm working through right now.
Who are we listening to? That's right. That's right.
We were going to go back to Erica's voicemail. Right, let's see what she had to say. Here we go.
Okay.
Now, as far as Doug goes, you wanted me to weigh in. I don't think you really want me to weigh in here on the show, but I'd be glad to weigh in another time off the show about why I think you get hijacked and why I think it's such a big deal for you. But suffice it to say, we'll leave that in your court to think about. If you want me to weigh in sometime, I will. I know this. I sure the hell wouldn't want to be caught being a minute late. I would not at all. Anyway, good job.
Now that's interesting because she didn't actually say what I heard was, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be caught being a minute late, but she didn't specifically say being caught a minute late for Doug. She just said, I wouldn't want to be caught being a minute late. So that is interesting because that could very much go either way.
That could totally go either way, but we both heard what we chose to hear out of that message. I still don't know. Erica, when you leave another message, if you could leave another message, please, can you tell us? You'll have to set up the scenario again, because Strick and I, go back to Jared's voicemail, we will not remember anything that we talked about.
Well, all you got to do is say, the comment that you made about not wanting to be a minute late, was it, I sure as hell would not want to be caught being a minute late to any meeting ever, because that's the kind of person I am, because I have a very formal relationship with time the way Doug does, or you're saying I sure as hell wouldn't want to be caught 1 minute late for a meeting with Doug, because all I would be thinking about for that whole minute would be the steam coming out of his ears as he's going, if I wasted my time making this meeting with Erica today.
You know, I think the fact that she used a very, very important word, and that word was caught. I think she's referring to me. I'm gonna side with you on this, Strickland.
I totally think it could go either way. Listening again, it totally could go either way. But
oh my God! All right, we're an hour 11 minutes into this. I think we got to wrap this up. This has gone way too far this week. Again.
Yeah, I've got shit to do.
All right,
as Steve everybody knows now.
All right, go do your stuff. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the nice guys on business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Seriously, it'll only hurt for a minute. Or two. 10 tops.